All right. So we are live. The first time I'm going live in quite a while. I received the inspiration. The muse came and told me, honey, time. Get ready to transmit some live storytelling. Um, Prepare to share some messages. Open your channel. Be ready to shine your light, darling. Let's go. It's go time. So here we are. And it feels like a perfect moment to update you all on where I am currently, the transition process I've been moving through. And my whole intention for sharing these inner news reports is to really share live updates. You can see, look in behind the scenes of my process of how I'm living my dream awake, the kind of challenges and things I go through, and how I go about them to literally alchemize every limitation and fear and doubt that I meet into the fuel for fulfilling my purpose, for actualizing my dharma or my destiny or my dream. Living my dream awake is just another way I like to say actualizing my dharma and coming fully online on the dharmic path. So my intention, and by dharma I mean purpose, or like God given inherent natural gifts that we can basically unfurl and come into our fullest expression, our fullest embodiment, and simultaneously our truest service to the world and to the collective. Because I believe that we all carry inherent gifts, things that are ours to share. They're not even necessarily the things we have for ourselves. It's more about like how we liberate ourselves to be in our expression, in the authentic expression of our gifts, and to devote to that, the mastery of those gifts, if we choose that. I believe that's a big part of the Dharmic path is understanding and accepting that everything we carry within, like who we truly are in our essence, when we learn to live according to that, when we learn to live in alignment with the natural, intuitive, organic intelligence of our own unique blueprint as a soul, expressing here through a human body during this day and age, that we and accept if we can accept that we're here for a reason, that we are part of the greater whole, and when we take personal responsibility to actualize ourselves, to come online with our gifts, to choose to liberate ourselves from our limitations and our karmic debts and all of the self-deprecation and what's it called when we do things to like avoid stuff, we don't necessarily realize it, self-sabotage, like all of the ways that our fear mechanisms play out and keep us either in loops of survival, and survival meaning hustle mode, like fight or flight, like not feeling safe to simply exist as we are, like as who we are and as how we be, if we have to fight in order to survive, or at least that's the experience that we've internalized and that we've learned to operate from. I forgot what I was saying. So anyway, if there was someone here to remind me what I was just saying, 'cause I got lost on my own track, and I knew that was going to happen. Basically, I feel called to do live transmissions. I'm not sure how regularly or how often this needs to happen to like build this new habit and this new muscle of going live. I did make myself some notes so I at least could stick to some main points or path of trajectory. But the main intention is really that through sharing my story and my journey of inner alchemy, the things that I'm transmuting and alchemizing, and in order to progress on my path of like self actualization or self mastery, whatever you want to call it. Um, and I hope I share through sharing my story. I will also offer like an example um, of how to live like spiritually integrated with all parts of you intact, like how we devote to cultivating our sense of wholeness in a world that wants us fragmented, because the system that currently needs to survive based off of money is profiting off of us feeling fragmented, off of us feeling like unworthy or unwhole, or like we're missing something. We need to buy that thing. This is the mechanism that is feeding the machine, allowing this system to continue. And I'm not necessarily saying that with any sort of judgment. I kind of just like to call it out as it is, at least how I see it, and that I believe that we are kind of coming to the edge of civilization in some way. Like we are progressing towards somewhere that feels more and more collectively chaotic and fear driven. Would you agree with me on that? Feel free to let me know. Um, hmm. So I very much do believe we are kind of living in apocalyptic times. And I say it lightly because I don't know when the actual end of times will be. I don't know, um, if and when that will happen. But how I kind of perceive the world is like these two diverging paths. There's obviously like a million timelines playing out on Earth, because I think every single one of us is holding our own unique timeline. But then there's also like the collective timelines and groups of people, you know, the collective can share certain streams of consciousness. And there's a very strong stream of consciousness playing out on the planet that is like keeping us in. When I say us, I don't mean like everyone. I'm speaking kind of generally about some themes or trends that I observe. And, it seems like there's certain timelines that like keep some groups of people in a war timeline. But not everyone is experiencing that war the same. There's some people who are fighting against the war. There's some people that are fighting for the war. So all of these divergent timelines. Anyway, I feel like I'm getting off point. How do we stick to the point with these things? I just love to riff. I love to go live and just riff on it. So let's pull up my notes. Well, I don't get too carried away. What do you say? Hey, 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 what do you say? Okay, so the point is, let me just try to summarize that. I think that we're watching kind of the end of the old paradigm and the birth of the new paradigm at the same time. And I believe that many of us came here during this time specifically um, to help create new ways of being on the planet, so that way we can, looking in the long term evolution of humanity, we can sustain life on Earth and we can evolve as a species and thrive. Because I think some practices are just not sustainable, right? It just feels like, well, what about the environment? What about all the species? And we're gonna have to kind of turn things around as a collective, so as not to like go extinct at some point, right? It's like it's all with question marks, and it's all a debate about what's the most important thing that we need to worry about. And like my take on it, my spiritual path and practice, let's say, is guiding me to has been all orienting me towards taking really full and clear self responsibility of what is my unique contribution to make while I'm here on this planet. That I cannot, unfortunately, like save the world as much as I would love to, but I can use myself as a vessel to be in service to the divine, to the goodness for all, the greater good of all as much as I can, and understanding I'm also limited. to use my life and my life force to really be of service while I'm here in the best way possible, in the best way that I can, which is going to look different than every other single person on the planet. And yet, part of my mission, the nudges of like inspiration and intuition and creativity keeps pulling me back towards sharing my story of transformation and how I'm alchemizing my karma into dharma. So that's why I'm called the Karma Diva. It's just like the brand character that reminds me and empowers me. Like, this is what I'm here for. I'm here showing up online beyond all my fears, alchemizing my fears. That's the karma part, right? The loops of self sabotage and the self limitations and the limiting beliefs and the fear mechanisms and the defensive story, like everything that keeps me limited. I believe that's like our karma. And those are the things that we get to work with and alchemize into our dharma, which ultimately is like the more we do that self awareness work of meeting the fears and learning to turn them into power, like personal power and passion and will and drive and clarity and purpose and all these things that is literally built into us, right? So it's like what I'm going to be teaching through the process of sharing my story is how I've been healing myself, which basically means I think I could define it so many different ways, but today for me, healing myself means like learning to trust myself and live from a sense of harmony and wholeness and peace and joy and prosperity, cultivating those inner qualities and living more and more from love and abundance and freedom of expression and creativity, and rather than from fear and from moving through blockages and stuckness and the things that I've like inherited from my lineage, all of these like, right, it's like our responsibility to free our lineage from the stuff that's been passed down to us. And the reward is getting to live our dreams awake, getting to experience the passion, purpose, pleasure, peace, joy, whatever it is that we truly desire on a level of core values. Like that's the true abundance. The more we can live aligned with our core values and authentically express ourselves in the world, allow our gifts to flow through in service to others. Because I believe everything we go through is material for our becoming, for our being able to be of service because we have empathy for these types of challenges that we've met in our life. And like that's what we're here for, I believe. As humans, we're here to go through this healing process, this personal evolution as a soul, transforming our karma each lifetime, hopefully liberating ourselves from the wheel of samsara or whatever, coming more and more into purpose and service and fulfillment and understanding. The more we do that work on an individual level, the more we actually serve the collective. So part of that is sharing my story, and where I'm already 13 minutes in. Cool. So where I find myself today, where do we go? Let's see it. Here it is. Okay. That's not it. Wait. All right. So let me restart this. That was just an intro until now. So I would say, hi, my name is Karma Diva, and this is the Inner News channel, where I'm going to be going live and sharing living transmissions with you from the journey of living my dreams awake. So welcome to my world. It is my deepest prayer and intention that by sharing this with you, it may inspire and empower you to continue claiming your dream as well, to understand that we all can liberate from karma into dharma. It's just about having the right tools, the right mindset, the right support system to resource ourselves and alchemize. Um, so basically, what I wanted to say is like, I think that the most epic thing is liberating ourselves from the inside out because that's what really allows us to bring our essence, our voice, our vision, our truth into the world. And I really do believe that every single one of us who commits to that process is actually a spark and an ignition for others to do the same. And I believe that I'm being called online to share this message and this mission now because this is the healing the world needs, as it seems more and more of the evil forces oppressing upon us. We need more light to ignite from within the darkness, and literally every single one of us is like carrying a torch, showing a way. And none of us have the way. Every single one of us has our own way to walk, our own dharmic path to unfold, but we get to be the mirrors and remind each other and transmit the knowledge and the codes and share in that joy and abundance together. Like it really is a collective process as much as it is like about self responsibility and self attunement first. Also sovereignty, like these are core pieces that we can dive into later. But the point is, it's like through that personal liberation, through that ultimate self responsibility of what's the life that I want for myself and how can I actively take responsibility to drive myself in that direction, to set the boundaries I need to set, to walk away when I need to walk away, to express my truth when I need to express my truth. Like really owning all the places that we stay stuck or we stay small because we're afraid. So by so what I'm going to share with you at the end of this transmission is a course that I'm launching very soon. So feel free to subscribe and follow along if you want to get in on that. But I'm going to be sharing my 6 step method for how I meet my fears and alchemize them into the fuel for self actualization, for reclaiming my personal power over and over and over again, stepping more and more into that sovereign, authentic expression, claiming more and more joy and abundance and connection as my reality. And I'm only in the beginning. So I'm so excited to see where this is going to go. And I want to take you along the ride with me. So if you're someone that is shaving yourself down or playing small, avoiding saying your truth in the moment, you know that you want to be more seen, more expressed, take up more space, claim more of that reality you really desire for yourself, to feel more respected, loved, cherished, whatever it is, it's your thing. Maybe you feel like you need to come out online and you're afraid, or maybe it's just showing up more authentically in your life and really becoming the main character of your own movie in this game of life. So this method is really going to support all of us to step more and more into that authentic expression, to liberate ourselves from those limitations and really claim the reality that we're desiring. So I'm so excited to have you along for that journey. Stick around. The link is coming soon. And why it's relevant now, because I'm challenging myself to come out more and more online, to be more seen, challenging myself to grow beyond my comfort zone into more visibility because my message and my mission calls me to be seen. Even though, I've been battling with that for years, it keeps coming back. So I just know it's part of my dharma, it's part of my service to this world to share my truth, my journey as authentically as possible. And I'm basically currently going through a major transitional period. Um, I moved out of my home for the last 5 years, which was something I was ready for, but also it was very sad to leave because I really poured my whole heart and soul into that home. And it's where I grew myself from a girl into a woman. It's where I was working as a healer and starting my own practice and launching my businesses and so many dreams I planted into that beautiful temple space. And it was my safe space, but also I got really burnt out. I was just trying to do everything on my own, running a business alone, maintaining a household alone, feeding myself alone, without family in this country I was living in. Most of my friends and my community left the city at some point, and it was really the space that I got to go through some much needed hermit time of hermiting. I really did so many deep inner processes around getting to know myself and my tendencies, like the way that I tend to self isolate, because that's how I've learned to feel safe through my childhood. And like, I think I really had to run that through to its end to recognize that I don't want to live alone and I don't want to stay stuck in this self protection mode of isolating myself from the world because that's what I've learned is safety. I want to actually break free from that and repattern within myself the safety to live with others. So it kind of came at the perfect moment that it's time to move and release. New things are coming, new timelines are opening, and I just jump. I didn't question too much. And I left my place maybe just about 3 weeks ago. And I came back to the US to stay with my family with the intention to heal my heart, just integrate from these last crazy years. 2 years living in a war zone really took its toll on me. I just need a little bit of a Karma Diva summer break to check in, to release all this pressure and remember how to have fun again, to heal, spend time with my family, focus on my creations and these passion projects that are ready to roll into their next level. So I'm just really devoting to the simplicity and to the present moment and the things that really make my heart and my joy and my creative flow come online. And I guess that is the message for me to share from this current moment I'm finding myself in is that sometimes and it's hard to accept. But sometimes, if we're calling in that next level, if our soul is longing for the new thing, we might have to let go of something in order to make space for the new. So, for example, for me, I had to let go of my safe space, my temple home, my comfort zone, and say yes to the unknown. Like I had to literally just I've been cultivating the trust in my intuition for years. So I just knew when that voice came in, it's time to move, Rachel. Let's go. We're not spending another month here. It's go time. I just knew, okay, that's it. I'm trusting. Time to flow. And, you know, it's a process. I've been grieving the loss of that even though I'm opening up to new frequencies of expansion and abundance and new opportunities are arriving on the horizon already. Like things are manifesting so fast these days. I wonder if you guys feel it too in your life. Let me know. But I'm really devoted to allowing myself the time and space to let these waves of emotion wash through, to let myself process and digest the memories and release to make space for what's coming without forcing myself into drive mode. Even though that's my tendency, even though I'm kind of like, well, I'm here now. I need to work on Karma Diva. I got to get my online biz off the ground. Got to launch some courses and be of service. You know what I'm saying? Those voices are there, but then those deeper waves of emotion, those pulses of release, whatever it is, it's like just recognizing how much I've been through to arrive here and really allowing the time and space to appreciate that, to have empathy for my own journey, everything I've been to arrive here, all of the struggles, and honor, like really honor the journey to come here and stop racing forward all the time, which is the pattern that I've known my whole life. Let me see what this looks like without. Hmm. Um, yeah, so that's my message from my current journey, like to trust the nudge when you know it's time to move or you know it's time to let something go. I know how hard it can be, but to honor that, to honor how difficult it is, to grieve it, to love it, to mourn it, like just go through the whole spectrum of the feelings because the more we do, the faster we come back into neutrality, joy, abundance. Like it's like letting those emotions flow and not being so stuck and so attached to the comfort zone, like liberating ourselves from those attachments and allowing the process and the waves to come. They become blissful, I promise. Like every time I'm crying, whether it's from grief or gratitude, it's ecstatic. I'm experiencing like literally ecstasy by grieving the things that are no longer mine or never came true, or the friends that I love but I just can't be close to right now, or whatever it is. Like I'm letting go to make space for what is true, for what is actually nourishing me, for what is expanding me, for what is in alignment with where I want to go, and taking full accountability on where I put my energy and is it returning to me in a reciprocal way? Is it nourishing me? Is it allowing for me to drive my life forward in the way that I want to go? So, what did I want to say? Okay, so now I'm on summer break, taking this time and space to let it all integrate, recharging my energies, tending to my creations, healing my heart, spending time with family. And the offering that I told you guys about, we're going to be launching this initiation into my method very soon. I'm so excited. I don't know what to call it yet. I was calling it the visibility challenge because I'm using this method to come online to I'm so like I've been so afraid of being seen for so long and like avoiding all of these callings that I need to just make videos and just share my story. Um, So yeah, no one came on live today, which is perfectly fine. I am allowing myself the time and space to acclimate to this new habit, but I do like to open a Q&A at this point to hear where any of this is meeting you, see if you have any questions, have an open dialogue. Um, yeah, I think I'll just close off by saying, you know, there is deep courage that is required to become more and more of our true selves. Not only deep courage, but a willingness to release, to let go of the past, of the things that feel safe to us sometimes. And I believe that this is what it's all about. It's about actualizing our essence into this life, freeing ourselves from the limitations to expand in this world, to bring our impact, our service, our truth through out into this material realm, to connect with others. At least this is what it is when you're on a path of soul growth, a dharmic path. You know, anyone who commits to freeing themselves from their karma, who is committed to growing beyond their limitations, I believe those are the ones that are truly walking the dharmic path. And I just want to honor you for being one of those, aligning with your personal growth, your self fulfillment in order to be of service to the greater good of all. God, this knows that's what we need, more people owning our light and our truth in this world, but with so much compassion, kindness, softness, acceptance for the way. Please trust your organic timing. Your dharma is always happening in God's time, right? It's like part of the greater unfolding of the divine plan. That's why learning to align our impulses with the timing of our authentic guidance, that's where it's at. And we'll be talking more about that on this channel. If it resonates with you, would love to hear what's up. I'm going to sign off for now. So thank you so much for being here. Many blessings to your journey.